I don't know.
Can your PC run it?
It's better than yours.
No, it's not.
It is, though.
No, it's not, though.
This
it
is
is.
fucking
No, it's not.
shite. Hello and welcome to the Video Gamer UK podcast. I don't think I've been on a podcast with Miller for a while.
Really?
A few weeks. Yeah, because he's been hosting, isn't he? And he
You'd
only,
remember.
He only hosts when I'm not here, so...
And he hasn't been on when you have been hosting?
Yeah, that's the thing.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I don't know what happens to that man.
He's a busy man. He's got stuff
Sometimes
to
he's
do,
here,
isn't he?
sometimes he's not.
He's got too much power.
I'm not here sometime this week. I'm out seeing a super secret video game.
You're not allowed to talk about that, though,
That's
are you?
so secret, I don't even know what it is myself.
Really?
Mm.
Right. See, if that was the deal, I wouldn't go.
Really?
So I was like,
That-
do you want to do lots of travelling to come and see something, but we're not going to tell you what it is? Nah.
It might not be lots of travelling. We're not saying how far away or close this destination is.
Does he not even... Do you not even know where you're going?
Oh, no, I know where I'm going.
He's being kidnapped.
But I'm giving no clues as to the location, the country, the
right, okay.
city, or anything.
If you're not giving a clue to the country, then we can rule the city out as well.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That would really spice this job up, though, if we started using dead drops and shit instead
Yeah,
of like,
yeah.
events.
Just gotta
turn
go
up.
see this game.
Central
Just tell you where it
Yeah,
is.
like you have to go to Clapham Common and find a bin for something out of it, whatever.
That's what they do, though, isn't it? For like community.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? They have these competitions. Oh, go and look in that bin. You'll find something, and then you win like £10,000.
Yeah, and someone gets like hepatitis off a syringe. And it's a big scandal. It's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah, oh,
it'll
yeah.
happen eventually.
That's the prize.
Yeah.
What, hepatitis?
Yeah, that's the second prize for the runner-up.
You made me do a double take. Just because it was so horrific. Well, you know, a lot of prestigious people have got hepatitis. Let's not go into it.
What a lead.
It's quite sort of.
Who, Jim?
You what?
Who's got it?
Lots of people.
Really?
Joe Strummer had it.
I don't think Dave will know who he is.
Joe Strummer, lead singer of The Clash, he has hepatitis. And this is disgusting. But how he got it was...
I don't want to know. If it's needles, I don't want to know.
No, it's nothing to do with needles.
No.
Back in the 70s, punk crowds used
Oh,
to...
do you remember?
They used to spit a lot.
Yeah, if you was doing
Used to
the
be a
better you
thing.
performed, the more they spat at you. You had to get up on stage and
You
spit.
used to- as a show of appreciation, you would spit at the performing band.
Excellent.
And Joe Strummer...
How is that a show of appreciation?
Joe Strummer quite early, and because they were thick as fuck,
Yeah.
and they were all high.
I like your music. Here's some of my gob in your face.
It was the 70s. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on. But and I think quite early in Joe Strummer's career, he was he's singing a song and getting quite into it. The crowd's really happy. They start spitting at the band. And he got one right in the back of his throat.
Oh.
And it was... this is disgusting, isn't it? It's nothing to do with video games, so sorry.
Oh, it does remind me of the
Subjecting you to
time.
that.
reminds me of the
God,
time
it's set up a memory
that
for
I
Dave.
didn't rent V-Rally 2. Maybe that was a show of admiration.
Can you imagine
Spit
that?
on my chest.
Oh, Dave.
What?
You know this story, Jim. Come on.
That sound like two different stories then.
There's an amazing amount of context I'm missing here. What's the...
Oh, I
the
can't-
chocolate gob.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yes. I can't tell it again.
Can you imagine
That's-
that though at like an esports event? Like you're playing Dota really well, here's some gauze on your face.
Goz.
Brett, you've just made that 10 times worse. It was already the pits in terms of conversation.
We could lead this into
Yeah.
Guitar Hero Live. Maybe.
Well,
Depends
exactly.
what you've got planned.
You know, Strummer's
As the
playing a
host.
gig.
Yeah. Will it have spit?
Yeah.
Well,
confirmed.
it's in first person, isn't it? So
Well,
you
So you
can
can see it coming at you as well.
Yeah.
You use Connect to dodge out the way.
Yeah, I was just thinking that would
So
connect.
if you're really good at the game, you don't have to look down at the little plastic pretend guitar because
Yeah.
you're an adult. But anyway, first person Guitar Hero, you can look out into the crowd, pretend you're actually playing a gig. It's like it's the ultimate sort of 21st century reinvention of singing into a hairbrush.
Press X to duck.
Press.
Press Y to open mouth. Oh, that's
yeah,
terrible.
yeah. Can you imagine if you're doing really really well? There's a chance you can contract an incurable disease.
Yeah. What did they used to do if you was doing shit though in the 70s in a punk gig? What would they do if you was doing shit?
I think they just rioted.
I was just thinking, yeah, they just record instruments and just beat fuck out of you.
The bass line was quite shifted.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because if spitting at you is a show of appreciation, and, you know, that's why riots were going around.
Yeah.
People in the 70s would riot about everything.
Even a bad gig.
Yeah. I mean, they would riot when boots ran out of hummus or whatever. That's not true. The 70s were very bad times.
Boots never ran out of hummus.
Yeah.
That was the best part of the 70s, was it? Hummus up to your
Ongoing
eyeball.
supply.
They didn't know what hummus was in the 70s, Dave. It was like... well, I mean... And
I still don't know what it is today.
They would call it foreign muck. I mean, the ones who'd had seen it. But
That thing from up north.
it was a horrible time. It was the worst time in human history. But yeah, Guitar Hero Live, what are we thinking? Is anyone excited? Was anyone big on Guitar Hero back in the day? Because I never was, I have to admit.
I quite like Guitar Hero. Guitar.
You just get spat again.
I quite liked Guitar Hero and Rock Band. But it sounds as if this one is going to be different to the games gone by, and it's first person. Well, I'm not sure how much of a difference that will make to the actual game.
At its core,
you're still going to be looking at the fretboard.
The bar, yeah.
So we'll see. But it sounds like they're trying to make it a lot more realistic, not just in, you know, from a first person view, but from the actual guitar, from the leak, because that's all we've got to go on at the moment. What is it? It's now 6 buttons split across 2 rows.
It'd be official by the time this goes up, probably, wouldn't it? But
Yeah, well,
6 black and white keys, they said. I think in the leaks, something like 6 black and
there's
white.
like a piano on a guitar.
Yeah. I don't understand. It's really bizarre.
That sounds shite.
But yeah, you know, I'm kind of bad. I can't speak today. I'm just going to give up and go. I'm kind of glad that it's coming back.
Yeah.
Because even though
It's been notably absent, hasn't it?
there were far too many, they released them far too quickly.
Yeah, and the problem is there was always disc release. There was never a DLC thing. So that was the thing. He was always like, oh, fuck me.
Well, this is the thing that we don't
quite.
quite know about yet, is how they're going to release it. Because it should just be a platform, like SingStar.
Yeah, you made the great point that that'd be perfect, like a Netflix type subscription thing or a platform.
Not even a subscription. I mean, subscription if you want it, I guess.
Yeah,
could
exactly.
work.
That's an option.
But like an iTunes type, here's your platform, you buy individual songs.
Yeah.
Just like they're kind of doing SingStar. I think that would work quite well.
Thing is, though, is the one disappointing thing, although completely expected, is the fact that you have to buy everything again in terms of the peripherals.
Well, I guess it depends. It depends whether this is actually going to be any different other than like visually, if the guitars and how it works is going to be any different to any other
Presumably
game.
if it's got different buttons.
Because if they've actually changed the way it plays in a good way, then that's obviously fine. But if they've literally just changed the colour scheme, whatever, then it feels like that is a bit of a cash grab. But I mean, it's not. I'm not surprised that you have to have a new peripheral for a new console.
I buy a new portal of power every year. Thank you very much.
Do you have to for Skylanders?
You have in the recent ones. You didn't have to for the second Skylanders. They use the original portal.
Why? What's their justification for it?
It does use different tech, as far as I'm aware. So, like the third game, you could swap the top and bottoms of the characters. The fourth one, not quite sure what's different about the fourth one. They just seem to be bigger.
Isn't the fourth one just that you...
Oh, it has. Of course, it has a speaker. Of course, yeah. Absolutely, yeah, I'm just missing the biggest gimmick of the whole point of the fourth game.
It's got a speaker and it's got
speaker and little traps. Yeah, of course.
Socket.
Yeah.
Anyway,
don't talk about Skylanders, talk about Guitar Hero.
In the leak, because I haven't read much of it, are they going to be releasing the drum kit and that again, or is this just going straight back to guitars, back to the original?
Don't know. It just seems to be half a leak at the moment.
They'd have to... I would imagine that because like this genre where they left it off was like you had the full works, you had the drum kits and everything. So you can go one of two ways, can't you? Either take a back to basics approach with it, or you have to reinvent the whole thing, and people might feel like
the drum and everything has to be the expansion, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably because Rock Band's doing it again, aren't they? So
what if it goes all Destiny? Oh, buy the Guitar Hero expansion pass, venue pass, gig pass.
I thought you meant like every month they'll send you like drumsticks or something.
People
that
getting
could seem
fucked
doing
off
that.
because the Van Halen DLC comes out and there's no raid mode on it. Or whatever.
But does the live subtitle, will that mean anything?
You what?
No, it's called Guitar Hero Live.
Maybe
Guitar
you
Hero
can,
Live.
like the streaming thing. That's the big thing of these consoles. Maybe you can
that'll be
stream
it,
a
won't
live
it?
gig.
It'll
You
be
stream live
yeah,
gigs.
it'll be like you. That'll be how it's.
Oh, really?
Stream your own gig to
Viewers,
a dozen
innit?
people if you're lucky.
Yeah. And the more people watching, the bigger the crowd is. The more people watching, the more people
my
in the stands.
goodness.
Have you seen? I know.
And again, if you do well, you press a button, you get the gods on them.
This sounds amazing.
But yeah, I reckon that's what it'll be. The big thing is being able to stream at the touch of a button on PS4 and Xbox One. So there'll probably be a button on the guitar, you press it, and you play that gig live, and people can come in. There'll probably be a hub area where you can go to different rooms, and each room there is a person performing a song. If you like that song, I don't know, Aerosmith, Shut Up and Dance is in that room.
Yeah.
What made you pick that song?
Because I really like Aerosmith. I love Aerosmith.
This is what I've done. What I'm trying to do recently is work out how your mind works.
Right.
Because you do this sometimes. You'll randomly say just something.
Well, I was going to pick 4 or 5 songs.
It's often you'll pick out something and you'll go like, oh, well, how didn't you know that? And it's like some obscure piece.
Can you give an
of
example?
knowledge.
Shut Up and Dance by Aerosmith is not obscure.
It's not obscure.
No.
It was the end of Wayne's World 2.
One of their biggest fucking hits.
Exactly. It was
But
the end of Wayne's
There was
World.
something yesterday, wasn't there? And he was like, how do you not know that?
I don't know.
How on earth would I know that?
I don't know what you're referring to, though. Can you remind me?
I can't remember.
Well, this doesn't help.
This is dead. This conversation's
No,
over.
But again, Aerosmith. I'd really love Aerosmith and Kiss.
You make it sound like Brett's sitting there every day naming all the presidents.
Every Aerosmith song.
It's always something stupid.
Is it?
But yeah, thanks
right.
to you. But
Probably.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm
Doesn't
kind
know
of
what I'm saying
excited.
to
But
you.
yeah, by the time
the amount of times me and Tom have talked about sticking a fucking GoPro and a microphone on you.
Yeah, I'm well up for it.
Just in the office, because I like you come in the morning and the pair of you, and you're like it's just a live two idiots video.
We
Except
argue
it's
all
not
the
even
time.
about it's not even about a video game. It's about some stupid shit you've seen.
It can be anything. Yeah, we argue all the time, and
It's
it's brilliant.
incredible.
Yeah.
we do agree on Gone Girl though.
Yeah, Gone Girl's an amazing film.
Very good.
Yeah, have you seen it yet, Jim?
We can't talk
Because
about Gone
Tom
Girl.
needs to see it, and we can't spoil it.
This is their current mission is to get everyone to watch Gone Girl. It's not
It's
working.
so good. It's so good.
They're not very good at making things
It's
happen.
the one thing they agree on.
Look, this is a risk for me. I offered you my Blu-ray earlier.
Yeah, I've got a copy. If we can get 2 people to see it at once,
I'm still waiting
You
for
want
my...
to get your Blu-rays back before
I
you
was still
lend out
waiting for the
anymore,
Notebook,
don't you?
yeah.
Don't you?
Didn't James say he would bring it back? Though?
He did. But he says that quite
I
frequently.
was about to say he still hasn't brought it back. He said it,
Yeah.
but hasn't brought it back.
Yeah.
Do you think Guitar Hero have actual real venues?
Don't know.
That would be a big selling point, though, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
People
because you
could
could
be
play
like,
inside like
the O2 Arena.
O2 or
Yeah,
whatever.
play
big-
Glastonbury as well. Imagine if they
Yeah.
got that as a thing. Imagine they got the Glastonbury license and they had all of iconic, like the pyramid.
If it's
and all
called
that.
Guitar Hero Live, I'd expect that to be the thing.
Yeah.
What if they integrate it with like X Factor? And then like the X Factor final could take place inside Guitar Hero.
But there's no guitar playing
I wonder
from
if
the
somebody
lead
from
acts, is
Activision is
there?
listening to this making notes.
Yeah. Like the
X
gig
Factor
idea.
interaction.
They did an X Factor game once, didn't they?
Yeah.
Wasn't it shite?
Well, it's
I
just,
imagine
it's a
so.
sing style, isn't it? Pretty much. I
And
think.
Britney Spears. That was good.
And every time you finish something, it's just this chair and it turns around and it's Tom Jones. And it's him that delivers the score. He's,
Oh, can you imagine?
he's like 20%.
Yeah, you're shite.
That'd be great.
And then you say you're from Wales and he suddenly ups it by 30%. He's suddenly 30%
Is that
better.
a thing? Is that a corruption? Is that
Him and Louis Walsh, oh, definitely. Louis Walsh on the X Factor. Every
Louis
time
Wa-
someone's from Ireland, they'll go through. Because again, that's it with
Yeah.
him. And Tom Jones, if you're from Wales, then you're all right. You'll do all right with Tom Jones.
fucking hell?
But it's it's the reverse on the voice that he's on. Because if you're from Wales, you love Tom Jones. Whereas on X Factor, if you're
Everyone
Irish,
loves
Louis
Tom
Walsh will
Jones.
love you. Do you know what I mean? There's that reverse thing.
right.
Can't stand Louis
Anyway,
Walsh.
back to games. There's been a lot of announcements recently.
Yeah,
Remember when I
Not-
said
not
last
that
week?
I don't welcome the insight into the politics
No.
of TV talent shows. But,
Yeah.
You know, we should really move this on a little bit, shouldn't we? Really.
What other you listed on
Well, I
Twitter.
said last week, announcement season is go, and I brought this on the podcast, and so I can't remember. I'm
Black
sure I got
Ops.
abused for it. Yeah, Black Ops 3, Star Ocean 5, not officially announced yet, but
Deus
could be
Ex.
coming. Deus Ex, A New Old World. Wow, remake of an
Did
old
you
Old World.
play Star Ocean 4 on last gen?
The Last Hope?
Yeah.
Not very good.
Total fucking shite, wasn't it?
Is that a big series? Because I'm pretty ignorant to that.
It's not big over here.
Not over here.
Well, I think you've probably upset a few people
It's
there,
not.
Tom.
It's not big
It's
over
not
here.
big over here at all, though, is it?
No.
But those that care about it do care
I got
about it.
they did a remaster of the first one for PSP, or remake, I suppose. That was all right, except it's one of these '90s things that has random battles,
Right. Oh god.
and can't deal with
Yeah.
it.
So you go back to like old Final Fantasy games as well, and that you try and get from A to B, and they can only be 20 yards, but you get like 6-7 fights
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
way. You're like, oh fuck off.
It's like it was never a good
I said
idea.
that was shit back when it was everyone loved it, and no one thought that then. Well, how come?
I've always thought
You're a pioneer, Tom.
I've always been
ahead of your
behind
time.
on that.
I've always been anti-random battles crossing a map. But
Yeah.
everyone else is like, oh, this is wonderful. Look at the graphics.
Yeah. No, it's bollocks.
Yeah, it takes you an hour to walk.
I used to
5
hate
minutes.
it years and years ago. These days, I'm not so fussed because of. I guess since then I've appreciated that you have to level up really to do well in them. But back then it was just annoying before I understood all that properly. But yeah, I asked this on Twitter earlier, talking of announcements. Black Ops 3 and Star Wars Battlefront are both this year. But which will sell more? Because you would assume COD, right? Because COD is always one of the biggest, the biggest release of the year, unless there's a GTA that year.
Yeah.
But COD sales have sort of been declining / stagnating for a while. And there's massive hype for Star Wars this year because of the film. It's going to be coming out around the same time. Don't know. Could Battlefront do better than COD?
What one are you more excited for?
Battlefront.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so.
Well, it'll get,
how can you
it'll
even
get
be?
people that are like normally don't bother
You'll
with these
get
kind of
casual
games.
fans.
Yeah.
I know it's.
But so does COD, right? To a degree.
Well, COD is the king of the casual game, isn't it, really? That and GTA are like both. It's the game that is like you see every like the guy that buys FIFA and COD
Exactly,
every
yeah.
year.
COD gets shat on until October, and then people get excited for it. People moan, "Oh, it's COD again, same every year." And then October rolls around, "Oh fuck, I'm going to get COD."
I had a taxi driver last night talking about how much he's disappointed by COD.
It
Last year's
happens
one was
every
one of the
year.
best ones in years.
It shows,
Yeah.
I mean, this was a man who said to me, like the words, "I don't really play games," because he was asking me what I did for a living and stuff, and he's like, "So yeah, I don't really play games. Played all those Call of Duties though, so
Yeah,
like it
exactly.
is totally the ultimate casual."
It is.
casual
It
game.
transcends the industry in that regard.
But even like folk who play it casually and have no reason to think about it critically, or you just get any kind of passive enjoyment for it. Even folk like that are now getting sick of it.
Yeah.
Because he was saying to me that everyone he's played, it's the exact same fucking game.
That's the thing. Again, if you're not looking at it critically, then they will see it as the same game as well because it is just shitting people every year.
So this is the thing. I don't know if I'd say I'm concerned, but I don't know how EA is going to market Battlefront because I do wonder if they're going to approach it in a way that we could cash in big on the Star Wars movie hype and get the casual fan in. And I don't know whether the way that the game is being developed or marketed may have been affected by that.
I think they
Do
should
you know
just
what I mean?
ditch Battlefield.
Yeah, this is what I'm worried
Go full
about.
on Battlefront.
Yeah, I'm worried that it's going to be Star Wars Battlefield. I don't want it to be a Battlefield.
That'd be great. What's wrong with that?
I don't want it to be Battlefield with a Star Wars skin because I mean, look what happened with Hardline. All right, Hardline's selling well, but we had this thing where it was caught between two stools.
Oh no, it
That was
be.
Battlefield with a Taggart skin, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. No, I don't think DICE would shit it out.
I don't think so. This is
No,
too
I'm not
big.
saying they would shit it
I think
out.
it's too big of them for
Yeah.
them to not to do it properly. I think it will obviously be similar to Battlefield. Like that is the core that I guess it's been built on. But I think with what they've got in the Star Wars world, I guess they can do more stuff. Like you've got like I don't know much about Star Wars. This is sort of going to come crashing down. The AT-ATs, are they a thing?
Yeah, the
the
giant
walking
tanks.
things. Yeah?
Yeah.
That isn't like the normal Battlefield type vehicle.
No, but I guess
type
it could be
thing.
seen as a tank.
Yeah, I'm
right?
talking about like gameplay mechanics though. They will bore
And
me
the
out.
there's-
speeder
there's
could
like-
be the motorbike.
But then, didn't previous
Yeah.
Battlefront games have sort of space battles
yeah.
and land battles and stuff? And
Yeah.
so they're presumably that's going to be in there somehow, and that automatically makes it different.
we
to
don't
an
know
extent.
too much about it, do we, at the moment?
Like I imagine that at minimum they'll be flying around in space and then landing inside big battleships to go on foot and stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine if it had like Rogue Squadron level space gameplay as well as on the ground.
I'm super excited at the thought of it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I think the trailer on Friday is going to either sort of hyperinflate my hype, or I'm going to be like, oh right, that's not quite
Brought
what I was
crashing back
expecting.
down.
So, yeah, don't know yet,
Yeah.
but I am excited for
I
it.
was so disappointed when Call of Duty was announced to be Black Ops 3 because the Black Ops line just.
I'm a
isn't-
little surprised. I wrote a thing about this a while ago, a couple of months ago. It was a little story because they said they predicted this year's sales to be flat on last year's. So sales stay the same essentially. As if it's Black Ops, I'd have thought they would have had a lot more expectation from it because Black Ops 1 and 2 are I think they're the two most successful Call of Duty titles ever.
It's coming off the back of a COD that was actually well received as well. So
Yeah.
it should do better than Advanced Warfare.
But are they predicting that because of Battlefront? Are they predicting that because of they've dropped players in the next-gen transition?
There's a lot of shooters coming out at the end of the year, aren't there? So got Halo, we've got Rainbow Six.
Cool. Oh, of course, yeah.
Bloody hell.
I don't know though. Does that?
I don't know if that takes away sales or not, but there is competition, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And The Division as well. Or has that been pushed back?
No, it is this year, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
But who knows what's going on? Ubisoft's got to start talking. They're the only ones so far that haven't spoken about their lineup for this year, really, have they? Recently, they haven't made any announcements.
In terms of because we kind of know their games.
Well, we know what they are, but they
have
haven't spoken about them for a long time, and they haven't officially announced Assassin's Creed yet.
They must be in a difficult position though, because I mean, last year, Assassin's Creed was a disaster.
Yeah,
it was, it was. I mean, and I'd still keep saying to this day, like, I don't think it was anywhere near as bad a game that people made it out to be. In fact, I thought it was really good, but it got that perception. So many like little sort of micro PR scandals in the run up to its release. And it just snowballed into, that franchise is really damaged now.
I would not be surprised if they decide to push it to spring next year.
Yeah.
Or, well, not spring, but early next year, January, February, March.
Yeah.
So it's still in their financial year.
Yeah.
But then it's their big Christmas release, right? It'd be like Activision not releasing a Call of Duty.
But they do still have The Division, though.
I know they do, but will sales of The Division and Rainbow Six, would they make up for a loss of Assassin's Creed?
What was their biggest game last year? What was the
biggest selling game?
Yeah.
Presumably Assassin's Creed. Have they announced it?
Sold 7 million, didn't it, across both?
But they had Far Cry as well, which did well.
Watch Dogs did really well. Well, that didn't do.
That wasn't.
That wasn't last. Was that last?
That was
year?
the previous financial year, wasn't it? It came out.
No. It was May, right? So it would have been this financial.
I thought it was March.
No, it was May. I'm sure it was May. So it would have been. It would have been the same financial year as Assassin's Creed. But but yeah, I don't know.
But I'm sure they lumped the Rogue and Unity sales together, and that was why the number was a lot bigger as well. So it was like they never split them.
Don't know.
Yeah,
it's
that
just,
was.
They said like 7 million, but it was both of them. So it was like, well, what was?
It's
the
weird.
divide?
They have to play it carefully. They can't have another disaster this year with Assassin's Creed. They can't have another disaster with any of their games.
The thing is, though, they haven't
learned
learned again from last year. Like, remember where there was like 3 games of theirs coming out within 2 weeks of each other? It looks like that's going to happen again this year with The Division, Siege, and if they do Unity, the new Assassin's Creed, they're going to cluster them again.
Well, we don't know, do we? I mean, we know that Rainbow Six Siege is autumn, but we don't know any of the others.
Maybe because they've announced the 3 Chronicles games. Maybe they're thinking then that will keep the Assassin's Creed stable ticking over this year.
That's true.
So they can delay Victory.
Yeah.
Because would Victory do well, sort of February, March time? I imagine it would do.
Yeah,
all right.
see why not.
I mean, the schedule's always dry as fuck around then.
That is just before, like that is the end, sort of before a lull, and then you get something in May.
But then is it a lot of people's Christmas game? Is it, because I do this, right? I have games, and Assassin's Creed maybe isn't one of them, but I have games where I'll go, not bothered about buying that for launch day, but I might ask for it for Christmas. And that's the only reason that I'll pick it up, is because, that'd be a nice little
Aren't
gift.
they your shit games, though, don't
Well, I didn't want to say that.
Didn't you have like the last Sonic on that list at one point?
You might be onto something.
Wait, Sonic?
Do you know what I mean?
I know a lot of people, particularly with Assassin's Creed as well, who never buy them but always get them for Christmas.
You see?
Yeah.
And if it comes out after Christmas, well, they lose all of those people.
Problem is as well, they're games that you realise that because you ask for them Christmas, you never have time for them. I had the same thing with Dragon Age.
I would love to know, people listening to this podcast, if you have the same thing where there's games that you sort of aren't that bothered about day one, but you'll always ask for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I bet a lot of people is COD as well. But
yeah.
My mate bought the Wii U version of Assassin's Creed 3 for Christmas one year, and that was his first Assassin's Creed game.
What a bad time to jump on.
It's just like you never recover from that, can you? Like you played it for 20 minutes and chucked it in the fucking bin.
See, my Christmas games are often Nintendo games. Like last year I had Smash Brothers.
It's a good shout.
I got it for Christmas and I played it. I was like, kind of glad I didn't buy this myself. I mean, I felt guilty.
I'm glad I wasted my
I felt guilty.
money.
I felt guilty because it was a gift.
Yeah, exactly.
But
just go up to them, this is shit.
You know what
Look
I
what
mean?
you did.
You know,
Dave's slaying all those sacred cows today, like. Smash Bros. Total shite. 6 out of 10. Dave Scammell.
Oh, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. But there you go.
It's fucking terrible. Anyway, what have people actually been playing? We've been talking a lot today about games that we're looking forward to.
Games that we haven't been playing.
Yeah.
But we've skipped over the traditional bit, haven't we? So, Tom, what have you
Titan
been playing?
Souls.
Titan Souls.
So I like a lot. It's good.
Yeah. So this is presumably after the VG Versus, which
Yeah, that's the
which
first
you
time.
won having never
Because I was
touched
so
it.
good at it, I thought I'd review it.
Yeah.
We're never
So-
doing a VG Versus again.
How many
by the
hours
way.
are you into?
Total screw job.
How many hours?
Yeah.
What, when I finished reviewing it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a particularly long game. Probably the timer said like 10, but it continues when you're not playing it. There's no pause. It's one of those annoying games. So probably about 6 hours. It's not a. It's more about. I've stumbled
It's
very
just
badly.
bosses, right?
It's just bosses. So even though it looks like a kind of old school Zelda adventure from the graphical style and the world and stuff, the world is very small, and it's essentially just walking from door to door. There's a bit of slight puzzle solving to open certain areas, but there's not really an adventure. It's just going, can you beat this boss? Not sure yet. I'll go and find another boss. You beat that one, go
But
back.
then, isn't that Shadow of the Colossus?
No,
That's one of the,
Shadow Colossus had the environment and the finding them was a much bigger aspect, I think, and looking through the environment and actually getting to the boss and stuff. This isn't the case here.
doesn't have that.
It's not bad because of that. It's just not. I'd thought before I played it that it would have more adventure, but it doesn't have that. So if you go into it thinking it's a series of challenging boss fights, then I think you'll like it a lot more than if you go in thinking this looks a bit like Zelda. I'm going to have a big epic adventure.
Yeah, but see, the problem I have with the game, based on what you've told me, is that in Zelda, or even more recently Axiom Verge and games of that ilk, is the reason why you can't go to the end boss straight away is because you're not strong enough. You need to go around, get new weapons, increase your health, increase whatever items that you do have at your disposal. But with with Titan Souls, you said that you end the game as you started it, as in you have your one arrow, one hit kill.
Yeah.
So does the game do enough to teach you or allow you to
Sonic,
improve?
you can still just jump.
Good example, Dave.
Sonic's not a good example at
It
all.
is.
No, it's-
Sonic, you don't have any new abilities, do you, Dave?
No, you
but-
just jump.
but do you
Sonic
feel like
2,
you're-
you had spin dashing. Sonic 3, you had your little electric jump. Little static.
Really?
Yeah.
But so
I
in
wish
Titan
people
Souls,
could see the little action Dave did to
I know,
illustrate that.
I know.
Anyway, carry on.
But so in Titan Souls, what is the like? If you go into
It's
that
the
game
bosses.
and you're
The
good
bosses,
at it,
well, you're good at it, but
As in,
you
like, I
still
don't-
have to learn.
It's still
each
progression,
boss's-
right?
so it's all about.
It's not you. The way you fight the final boss, and you have the same ability you do at the beginning. Other than that, you are better at the game.
There's
Right.
still a structure.
Yeah, and it's the bosses themselves. Like you could tackle, assuming the area is open, any boss in any order. I mean,
Right.
initially you have to do the beginning zone to open up the bigger area.
All right,
But,
so it's not like a linear sequence of bosses. It's,
no, I mean there is. I think it's like 4 in the first zone, and then it opens up, and the bigger areas, and you can go around.
How many
and-
bosses are in total?
I don't know if saying it is spoiling it or not. It's not loads, and you don't have to do all of them to finish the game.
Why would it be a spoiler?
Because you might want to discover them all and not know that you're at the final boss or something. I don't know.
Is it higher or lower than 20?
Yeah.
Right. It's 20 then.
So it's
spot on. Good guess.
but that, like it doesn't it for what it is, and if you know what it is, I think that's enough. Like, and the bosses are designed in a way so each one it does feel very different to the other one. There's no like. If you know how to kill one, it's not going to help with the other one. They're very different. Some of them, I've finished it and I still don't know how to beat a couple of them. So there is a challenge. There's a different challenge in discovering how you even tackle them. And then you actually, even when you know how to beat them, you still have to achieve it.
They do feel different enough, though, each of them.
Yeah, they're very different. Like, there's one in like a water area that I just don't know. I just have no clue. I could walk in and I'm dead within seconds. I can't figure out what I'm going to do. But once you know, you can kill them in seconds. Like some of the boss, you go into a room, and once you've played it quite a few times and you've maybe died 20 times on that boss, you do it a couple of seconds later and he's dead. And that's like the reward is good. It feels like you've bettered that boss and like you've finally figured out how to do it and all that kind of stuff. But it is tricky. Like I don't know, the stats screen says I've died probably like a couple 100 times or something.
Because it's insta-death as well, though. So
yeah, but then it's the same. They're instant-death as well. So
yeah. But you have to grind them down, though, right? Because with the boss that we did, you have to take away that bubble shield. So it's not like you
but I'm not sure it's a grind as such. It's some of them, there is none at all. They have a weak spot.
Right.
That maybe they only reveal at certain points, but you don't have to do anything to get it. It just appears, and then as long as you hit them at that point, they're dead. Some of them you have to kind of reveal it with like using your ability that you do have, so they expose it. But it's not like you have to repeatedly batter anything to then get it weak enough to kill. And even like the final boss is, as far as I can remember, one shot and that's it. There's no like weakening it. You just have to make sure you've got the right time and the right. You've spotted the weakness essentially, and then you can kill them.
So the idea of it, I don't know if it appeals to me or not. Like the idea of just going from boss battle to boss battle. The first impression I would get, the first thing I think is, not sure I'd be bothered. Then I think Shadow of the Colossus. I think that was good, but I think the thing about that was the scale, right? And the design of them.
It's similar in that it is a series of boss fights, but Shadow of the Colossus, like even. It was a much bigger, grander game in terms of everything about it. So you had to get there, you had to get onto the boss, you had to climb the boss. Whereas this, you always, it's that whole leading to it stage is very simple.
Right.
You just fight the boss.
Yeah.
And there's no, like, that is what they designed to do. It's not like they've misled anyone there. I just didn't really know much about it going in. And I still enjoyed it a lot. It is frustrating for sure at times. Like you can die a lot, and then even like the little walk of like 10 seconds to get back is annoying. But you will. There's only one at the moment that I'm doing that I just can't do. But you don't have to have done that to finish the game. I mean, there probably is like a better ending or something, but it's enjoyable. I think if you don't like repeatedly dying, and you find like that aspect of games annoying, you're not going to like this, because there is a lot of trying until you
Dark
get
Souls.
it right. Well, I guess Dark Souls, but this is less. It's not as hard as Dark Souls.
It's not as
for
much
sure.
of a punishment when you do die, is it?
No, you go back. You don't lose anything. You just go back of like to the save point.
You've got nothing to lose, essentially.
Like you don't gain anything. Like it's just, have you killed it or not?
See, I like that because like I think there should only be a penalty to death if it's a game that's built around constantly dying and learning from your death. I think it's a bit too much to then have a massive penalty. But I don't know. I'm sure any Dark Souls player would completely disagree with me because it makes it part of the thrill, which I get. But I quite like the idea with Titan Souls that it's not like death isn't a massive setback. It's just
Tell you the best Souls game no one ever played.
yeah.
Zombie U.
What
Zombie U.
was that a good Souls game?
Yep.
Explain.
Show your work.
You had to get all your shit. You found all your ammo. It wasn't XP, but it was ammo, and was it XP? Maybe it was XP
I never
as well.
played Zombie U.
Ammo, weapons, all that stuff. When you died, that was it. You lost it, and you had to go back. Exactly the same as Dark Souls works. You have to go back to the place you lost it to recover it, and if you die again, you lose it all. I think. I don't know. It's so long ago since I last played it.
When you died, that person became a zombie.
became a zombie.
Every character was permadeath, wasn't it?
But would that zombie then stick around even if you died again twice?
I'm not sure, but
I can't remember.
I'm sure there are items when it wasn't like you could just
When
keep
there are online
dying.
features as well, where you got other, like your mates' characters would appear in your game
As
a
zombies,
zombie.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they died.
I think that was generic though. I don't think it was like, it might have been the place where they died.
Yeah.
They'd appear in the game as zombies.
That's
it might be
weird.
something.
But couldn't you
like
pick up
that.
their items if you killed them?
Yeah, or if they,
Yeah.
I think if they left them in storage boxes as well.
Weird.
Souls like, isn't it?
I don't know why they
I
haven't.
disagree.
I don't know why they haven't brought this thing to
Why isn't Zombie U2
because
a
it would
thing
sell?
on
It would
current
sell.
day?
Zombie games sell,
Yeah.
and that kind of experience
really
is
should.
popular. Like, I don't understand why they've just killed
Why
it
not
off.
call it Zombie U2? Call it Zombie 2.
It was Zombies.
Done.
It was Ubisoft, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know what? Maybe they are. Maybe it'll be an E3.
A third party exclusive on a Nintendo platform.
It's just not on
Like,
Wii U.
I can't see a problem with that plan at all. Fucking hell.
Ubisoft always did that at launch, they loads of
Rabbids
everything. They had loads of launch games.
A rabbit's still a thing. Rayman Raving Rabbids.
Remember when people got upset? A lot of like, there was this weird kind of backlash against Ubisoft because right at the start, when Ubisoft were like come out and they were supporting the Wii U and they said publicly, we're right behind this platform. We think it's great. I remember a lot of people being like, "Oh yeah, good on you, good on Ubisoft." And I think this is before Ubisoft kind of squandered a lot of goodwill. Because remember, like a few years back, Ubisoft.
And then it was Watch Dogs. So like, oh yeah, Wii U version's not. It's not coming out for a while.
But you remember, like about, it might have been around that time that Ubisoft had announced Watch Dogs, actually, and maybe for the year before that, Ubisoft were kind of riding high. Franchise fatigue on Assassin's Creed hadn't quite set in. It was getting a lot, like the Rayman games had got a lot of good feedback. And I swear to God, people don't believe me, but there was a time when Ubisoft were seen as like
Major players.
Well,
it was Far Cry 3 time, right?
They are definitely major players, but you know. We're seen as like not this,
not a corporate.
How can I put it without getting sued? But they've got a bit of a shit public image right now. All right, rightly or wrongly. But there was a time when that was like they were seen by a lot of people as being one of the
good guys.
Yeah, one of the good guys. Certainly not as kind of internet despised as EA or Activision.
Yeah.
I think they were seen as the best out of the big three. Put it that way.
What's the name of the woman who does their
what's
E3?
happened?
What's the name of the woman who does their E3 present? That helps. The way they sort of become very public facing. I can't remember. her name.
Girlwood.
Yeah. I can't remember her name now.
But yeah,
Aisha or something.
Aisha Tyler. Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
That sort of thing where that connection.
Yeah,
they
she's
make.
an archer.
Yeah. Project Cars is coming to Wii U though. Apparently, still coming to Wii U. So
No.
apparently they're still saying it is. That's what I'm saying.
Believe it when I see it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we've
Is
never
Project
seen
Cars
it.
even coming at all?
What's the point in bringing anything out in the Wii U if you're a third party now? It'd be like bringing out a fucking Mega Drive.
It's a
game.
driving game where on a console that hasn't got analog. It's got analog triggers.
Yeah.
It's just triggers either on or off. So
Right.
imagine that with an accelerator.
Smash
You're
it.
either on full on accelerator or
Smash.
not.
Well, yeah, but you could say that about racing games forever, couldn't you?
It'll come with a
Aren't-
50 quid
What do you
foot
mean?
pedal or something.
What do you mean say about racing games forever?
Oh, PS3 wasn't analog, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Of course it was.
Was it? All right, well, PS2 wasn't.
PS3 had analog X button, didn't it? All those buttons.
Oh,
were
yeah.
analog.
All right, PS2 wasn't though, was it? Burnout 3 is one of the best racing games ever
Yeah, I
made, so
don't-
shut up.
It's an
I don't-
arcade racing game.
I don't care about it, Dave, either.
Yeah, but even the PS2 had analog buttons. All the buttons were analog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an arcade, and also Burnout's an arcade racing
Even though,
game.
like,
When did it slow for the
realistically,
Apex?
nothing used it. But,
Yeah. You can't exactly slow out of the Apex in a Burnout game.
More importantly, Jim,
Well,
I
Outrun.
finished Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally.
What do you think of it in the end?
I like it. It's good.
Do you disagree with Miller's
Yeah.
verdict on it
Yeah.
completely?
Yeah, Miller's
so
wrong.
he gave it a 6 out of 10. What would you give it?
8.
Should we revise it?
No.
text him right now.
Miller knows. Miller knows.
Miller,
Just see the door we kicked
I
open.
can see why he didn't like it as much.
door in your face.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I played it straight after. This is how long I've been playing it. I played it straight after I finished Advanced Warfare. God knows when I finished that. It's like before
Wasn't
Christmas.
that long ago,
It's like
was it?
before Christmas or something. Was it? And I've been playing it for months. But I like it a lot. I like the fact that it feels like you are in control more rather than just being on a ride like some of the CODs feel now.
Did you prefer it to Advanced Warfare then?
Bits of it, like I preferred the way it played, but like in terms of like presentation and like spectacularness, COD still won.
Spectacle, yeah.
But yeah, I like it. I'm quite looking forward to the mini expansion thing.
Yeah.
I really need to play it.
I need to.
Have you got the
go back
office
to it.
copy? Tom?
Yeah, I'll bring it in.
Yeah,
for
can I have it? That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'll give that a go because Wolfenstein's great, thing, though. I love that it exists. I love that it's this big, daft, stupid thing about Nazi robot dogs.
That's the thing about it, though. That's the one thing I don't love about it, is that it doesn't really. It doesn't quite go one way or the other enough. Like, is it daft and stupid, or is it serious and emotional? And it tries to do both.
I'm about to have that discussion with Mr. Brett Phipps about another video game. But carry on. Don't let me interrupt you.
That's the only thing. I think had they got the tone of it right, it could have been really good.
Well, I think it's a difficult balance with Wolfenstein because it can't go full Austin Powers. Because I don't think that would work for it at all.
Oh, where's No One Lives Forever 3? Get on with it. Now that Sierra's back, bring it back.
Wait, what?
No One Lives Forever 3. Talking of Austin Powers shooters.
The Austin Powers game.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't really, but it was, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. I've never played that. It should be quite cheap now.
Is it good? Is it still good now?
No One Lives Forever 2 is incredible.
It is really good. I
Did
played
it ever come out on PC?
Yeah,
it was a PC game.
I might buy it, dude.
We might on PS2 as well, maybe, but it was good. It was a really good game.
It was great.
But is it one of those games that now isn't going to be as good? I don't know.
That period when you had like that Return to Castle Wolfenstein and Enemy Territory.
Yeah.
Enemy Territory, fantastic game. I've only just spoken about it on here not that long ago. That time for PC games.
It was good on the Xbox as well. Had a good community.
Enemy Territory?
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Talking about PC games, GTA 5 came out on PC last night.
Yeah,
I was sort of had Twitter on another screen.
You were so tempted, weren't you, Jim? I can see it in your eyes.
I was very tempted. I was up editing the video that's actually just gone up as we've been recording this, the Miller Report video that seems to be going down all right. I'm just having a wee look. But it's the stupidest thing we've ever done.
Sorry. Honestly, the film, when we were filming that,
Don't give it away, bro.
No. When we was talking about ideas for it, and then it seemed like no matter what we said, it wasn't a stupid idea because of how ridiculous we got.
It's only when we finished it, we were like, fuck, this is a stupid idea.
I just did what I was told.
This is a stupid idea.
And
now
Miller,
that we put 20 hours of work into it.
Miller's eyes got wider and wider because of how happy he was that his dream was being fulfilled.
Yeah, but that gives it away.
And he was just like, yeah, do it. It doesn't matter. You could have broke him that day. And he's like, I don't care. I don't care.
Nothing could break him that day.
I love the Miller Report. It's one of my favourite things.
Sorry, I've totally lost track now. What were we talking about, Dave?
Enemy Territory, GTA 5 PC.
GTA 5 PC, right, okay. So yeah, I was up all night editing, watched it unlock, as it were. So, people on my Twitter feed were up all night.
What time did it unlock here? Midnight?
Yeah.
Right. So it was really weird because usually at that time, Twitter's quite dead for me. There's a couple of people I know who just never sleep. Who seem to be up all night, but like they're a bit mental because they never sleep.
I was about
so
to say,
it's usually everyone's tweeting about like fucking, I don't know, bumming dogs in skips or whatever. and
Periscoping that as well.
Don't know why that's the first place I went, but that's a conversation that's happened. But everyone was up and everyone was like fucking PC.
Really?
And I realised that for a lot of people, and it doesn't occur to you, but for a lot of people, this is their first time playing GTA 5, which is frankly one of the greatest fucking games of all time, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, incredible game!
It's amazing.
And also the staying power of them to not have resisted it on two different platforms.
A lot of people only game on PC. I mean, that's like not disparaging. I totally understand why, because I remember like way back when I used to only have a PC because I didn't really see any point in having a console or whatever. But it's actually, when you think about it, it's actually quite rare for people to have like 20 gaming machines in the house. I mean, we're all sad bastards. So.
Yeah, that's all we do.
But yeah, I thought to myself, fuck, can you imagine? I tweeted about this last night. Can you imagine that it's your first time playing GTA 5, but the online works. The online heists are there from day one from your perspective, and it looks incredible. It's like, it runs at any resolution you want. It's 60 frames. It's a gorgeous looking game. Anyway, it was a gorgeous looking game on
last
360.
Gen. Yeah, it was.
Because I remember when that came out, and people were blown away by how good it looked on 360. Because people were like there was a lot of kind of in retrospect, fucking ridiculous articles, actually. But a lot of articles I remember about basically saying, if this is what GTA looks like on current gen, do we need next gen?
Yeah.
And the answer was, obviously we do.
Oh, it was amazing.
Because that was like a technical feat. But
I remember when we got it in here,
Yeah.
and Miller was reviewing it, right?
Yeah.
And he called some of us in, I went in, and it was the first time, I think he got Franklin back to his house.
Right.
And it had gone dark. It was nighttime.
Yeah.
And he just looked over into the horizon and just saw all of the city of Los Santos. And we were sitting there like, wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That was like when I went into him. It was the Michael's first mission where you do the crossover from Frankie, and then that chase scene.
Yeah.
And watching that was like full on, completely. That was where I got to understand what the ideology was of the game. Like, the completely mental, completely bonkers. And I was like, fucking hell, this is what you wanted it to be. Because of how serious 4 was. I hated 4. So and then you realize, no, this is brilliant.
See, I'm replaying it at the moment on PS4. And
yeah.
I remember when we first played it, there was a bit of a discussion. Like, we thought it was incredible. Like, we gave it a 10 and we thought it was amazing. But I remember there was so much anticipation for it and expectation. I think part of the discussion that we might have had was, does it, in terms of its mission design and stuff like that, does it do enough that's new? Is it as good as we were hoping for in some areas? Like, I think it was a lot better than we'd imagined in certain areas, but in others, does it live up to it? I'm not sure. I mean, it's still incredible, but... and so when I was playing it, I kind of had that in my head at the time. I was so excited for it. I was so hyped.
Yeah.
And I think when it was sort of... A lot of missions are kind of traditional GTA type missions. Maybe at the time I was like, I'm loving it, but I wish they'd have done more.
They have.
But now, going back to it now, I'm like, what was I thinking? This is incredible. This is still amazing.
But the thing is, those traditional missions set up the big missions as well. It's like in The Last of Us, where you get those slow moments for the pickup of where it all goes insane. It's a nice pacing.
Yeah, there is a lot of it that is just A to B a lot of the time. And
I mean, a lot of games are the opposite. You know, a lot of games are like seem just incredible the first time you play them, and then when you have a think about it after a few months, you're like, fuck.
Oh, don't get me wrong, it was still incredible.
Yeah.
But that's still that conversation in your head where, like, could it have been?
I know what you mean. Yeah, because it, like, you know, there's a lot. You could make the argument that it didn't really alter the GTA formula all that much, but then it kind of did.
Characters, though,
it really did,
Yeah,
though, because there's the 3 characters thing, obviously, and there's lots of nuances there. There's lots of evidence of actually a very different approach that they're taking with a lot of things. You know, they're being a lot smarter. For example, if you compare it to, I mean, its nearest equivalent. In terms of other previous GTA games is obviously San Andreas, and San Andreas was like an exercise in cramming things in. Like, you know, we're going to make the biggest world. It's going to have like 3 cities in it. It's going to have a jetpack. It's going to have this, and it's going to have ghosts. It's going to like, and GTA 5 is a lot more curated than that. Yeah. Everything in it is there for a reason, for a good reason. So it felt like GTA, I mean, this is going to... In a design sense, I think GTA had kind of grown up a bit. Like, it's not GTA 5 wasn't obsessed with filling the world with things to do. It was obsessed with filling the world with... Or not even filling the world at all. It was just concerned about giving you a big, expansive world, yes, but making sure it was all coherent, that it was all there...
This feels
in a
right.
sensible way.
You know what I mean?
Everything was right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a better way of putting it. Sorry, I'm destroying things.
You get so excited.
Yeah.
Your mic stand is...
It's right, bang, drop mic. Go.
Exactly. But yeah, as you say, that's the best way to put it. Everything in there felt right. Whereas like GTA 4 tonally felt all over the place. San Andreas felt like a lot of stuff was just put in there for the sake of putting it in. Like Jetpack makes no fucking sense in that world. Area 51 makes no sense. Like
it felt like a world where every inch of it kind of... This is going to sound so wanky, but every inch kind of had life. They'd thought about what that part of the world was going to be, and I don't know, I just... You enjoy walking... Anywhere you are in that world...
Yeah. You get out your car and go for a walk.
You feel like you're a part of it. You feel like a character in something that's much bigger than you are.
And of course... GTA 5 as well, like more than any GTA game before it, really nails the location it's based on as well. It nails it so well.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it was. There's a lot of emphasis in video games about sequels having to do new things and having to do. But when GTA 5 kind of refines the formula,
does old things better instead.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's worthy of the 10. I think it's worthy of a. I mean, it'll go down in history as one of the greatest fucking games of all time. And probably, like when people ask me, like we were asked in that video, it didn't make the final cut, like what my favorite GTA is. I genuinely think every one is better than the last.
Yeah, yeah.
So I even like GTA 4. Even though, as I said, tonally it was really depressing in a lot of ways.
I love GTA 4.
I really liked it as well, but
people got hung up on the driving, and that seemed to be a thing they didn't like. So
it was a bit boat physics, wasn't it?
Because it was hard.
Yeah.
It took a bit of getting used to, but it wasn't quite the sort of the D-pad driving you could do with the first, with the sort of GTA 3 games. Where I don't even know if you could do D-pad driving, but like when you were driving on the PC and you could WASD it, and it worked because there was no sophisticated handling to the cars. They just basically went where you told them to go. Whereas in GTA 4, you had to think about inertia and stuff a little bit. It wasn't really that difficult.
It did. They put, like you as well as you say, it felt a bit like boat driving because the arse of the car just went flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Drive a speedboat paradise.
That's your Tourette's coming in again. You just shout out random game titles. You've got video game Tourette's, Dave. Every now and then you'll just burst out a random game because one word is the same as a word in another game.
Either that or you'll just sit there and go, dog shit, mate.
Yeah.
What's the frame rate like?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, going off topic a little bit really, but genuinely, I sat there last night thinking I'm genuinely feel happy for people who are playing it for the first time and in the best form as well.
Have you got a good PC, Jim?
It's all right. It probably
run it better than your PS4, do you think, or not?
Probably, yeah.
What do I need to run it?
I've spent 90 quid on this game now. I've got it for two platforms. So.
Yeah.
1080p, 60 frames. What do I need?
Don't know. It's a good answer for you, isn't it?
How much do I need to spend?
You might be all right with what you've got. It's hard to know.
Be all right for
my computer's playing up with the best of times.
Pretty sure it's 780.
Makes weird noises now.
Or 660 or whatever.
670, 660. Yeah.
I don't know if I've got that.
But
I don't even
honestly,
know.
I lost touch.
Have you got
the graphics card numbers a long time ago? But
Nvidia or the other one? I can't remember the
AMD.
AMD. You got AMD?
I said ATI then. So
I nearly said ATI.
Out of touch,
yeah, fuck it. AMD,
before I embarrass myself. But yeah. But a lot of people have said that the system requirements are actually quite modest, which makes sense because
because I looked at the recommended.
It ran on a fucking 360, which is basically a hairdryer now.
Yeah.
So
I looked at the recommended, expecting it to be like Titan up your arse skill, like massive thing. And I was like, "That's all right. I've got that. I was like, I can do that. It's all right."
I read a thing on
PC
Shut your mouth.
NeoGAF this morning on the way into work. It was like the biggest like pray for this guy post ever. Is like. It's something along the lines of, I'm running 4 Titan X's in Sly. Yeah, those I don't know how much
Sly.
each one costs. So it's like
he's doing it on
like
the
a grand
side.
each or something. Yeah, 4 Titan X Sly on my 5K monitor, and I can't get it running at 60 frames a second. I was like, oh, boo-hoo.
Everyone else goes, wanker. Mate.
You read stuff like that, and it's like
You're only jealous, Brett.
Obvious lies.
No, I'm just so happy it doesn't work for him. Just well happy.
I love the Steam threads where you get people going like posting the specs of an outrageous $6 grand PC, and then
can I run Super Meat Boy?
Can I run this game? And everyone's like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah. Can I run Abe's Odyssey on this fucking
Nobody's
Titan?
interested.
Probably not.
4.8 gigahertz processor.
Like,
fuck off.
Well done on the specs of the fantasy PC that you obviously don't own.
I have a 12 grand PC and a massive erection. Post comments, please.
I spent most of my childhood looking at system specs in shops.
Yeah.
It's like you pick up a box and you try and think, will I get away with this on mine? It's that's a thing, wasn't it? It's like, it doesn't seem as much these days, but back then you were like,
PCs weren't really a thing back then, though, were they?
It was much harder to get to know if it was even going to run. It seemed like I'd buy games and think, I think it's going to run, and it didn't work at all.
Need 150 megahertz processor.
PC games, it's a lot more accessible and easier to deal with now than when I was a kid. Because I've noticed as well, things scale quite well now.
Yeah.
So it's generally, because I remember like 10, 15 years ago, when I was a kid, it was quite possible that you buy a PC and then 18 months later, a new game would come out and it just wouldn't fucking run on your hardware, and you just had to deal with it. And then, now things are so they don't aim for the lowest common denominator, but the technology allows them to have the product scalable to the point where you can, if you've got a PC from the last 5 years, you can pretty much run most things on it.
Pretty broad pyramid now, isn't it? It used to be like an inverse pyramid. Now there's broader spectrum of people.
Exactly, and I think like PC gaming becoming a bit more democratized has kind of helped it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I used to really hate about it. Is how much the software and the hardware would constantly be at war with each other. Like one would be constantly outgrowing the other. So
one game when you think you run it in DOS. I mean, some people have no clue what this is. You used to have to type commands to get things to run.
Yeah.
And some games I had to run another program beforehand to flush the memory.
Yeah.
So that I could get the game to run.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that.
Do you remember when people got angry at Steam when Steam first launched? I don't want digital. I don't want this DRM.
And now people get angry when something isn't on Steam. Yeah. I was one of those people. I remember when Steam first launched, and I was like, "What is this dog shit? I don't want this. This is just going to sit taking up my valuable memory."
I remember.
And now it takes up like 100 meg, and you're like, "Wow, you got 16 gig." And you're like, "This is but a pinprick."
I got a free digital copy of Half-Life 2 with my graphics card. And it was just a code, and it said, just put it into Steam. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'd just rather buy a disc copy. Went out and bought Half-Life 2. What was it? It was just a Steam key in a box. I'm like, what? This is where I was just now? Like, I don't know what's going on here. I worked it out eventually. I'm not that stupid.
But you had two codes.
Yeah, I did,
I worked it out eventually. It cost me 40 quid.
Yeah, exactly.
It did, yeah.
God.
There you go. Anyway, another game that came out today is Mortal Kombat X.
Mortal Kombat, mate. Mortal Kombat, mate.
Now, Brett's played a lot more than I have. I've only played it for last night, really, so 2-3 hours tops. And that thing that we were saying earlier about Wolfenstein, about not sure if it's stupid or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat X is stupid.
Yes.
Very stupid. And I love it for it.
Yep.
But its story is so serious, I can't play it.
Okay.
Well, I can play it, but I can't.
See, I understand.
I do not care about it at all.
I understand what you're saying about it, the dichotomy of the seriousness and stupidity, but I feel like the serious part of it is restricted to that single mode.
Nah, it's got this whole...
There's no fatalities in story mode because
there's
they can't
not.
be, because the characters cannot die.
This is and I was like, how the hell do I put a fatality?
Well, they
I can't even... I know. Well, I went straight into story mode, like I think a lot of people would.
Well, how would the fatality work? 'Cause the character dies and the story can't progress.
Yeah, but you'd think that maybe for that moment...
Yeah, but other stories, people die and the story progresses, so...
No, but if the story's been written so that in that chapter...
Yeah, but why couldn't they write it so people could die?
Well, of course they will, but they can't die in the first episode,
Why
can
not?
they? Well, that's ridiculous. It's a stupid thing to say, because they can't die.
Why not?
Well, you want Sub-Zero in the first scene to die, and then he's supposed to appear
full
later
player
on.
choice.
Well, that's just stupid.
Yeah, branching storyline.
Right, so now we've gone from game stupidity to player stupidity.
Anyway, the point is...
Remember when somebody... This has just reminded me of somebody on our YouTube comments basically complaining that Mortal Kombat wasn't an open world game.
Was he really? Well, like Tekken Force.
Yeah. These guys fucked it. Why couldn't they have made it like Zelda? I don't know if this is a joke, but I hope it isn't.
It's like, I'm going to get all of it wrong because my Mortal Kombat lore, my knowledge of that is very low.
That's all right.
But correct me if I'm wrong. The idea is that the Nether Realm has sent a load of shit. Outworld. What?
NetherRealm's the developer.
No, but they do talk about NetherRealm in the story.
Yeah, I'm winding you up. Carry on.
No, don't wind me up when I don't
Carry
know
on.
what's going on.
They're in Outworld, Dave.
Who's in Outworld?
Outworld's the other place. You got Earthrealm and Outworld.
So what's NetherRealm besides the developer?
It's the developer. Just carry on. Just carry on. We'll treat it as
But
Outworld.
they spoke about NetherRealm in the story.
Yeah, just carry on, Dave.
He doesn't know, is what he's saying.
There's all this stuff. Yeah, that's more like it.
No, mine's
There's all
better,
this
actually.
stuff from Outworld.
Yes.
Got into the Earth realm.
Yes, because what
Sorry,
happened
Jim,
was,
go on.
That's
Sorry,
all right.
go
No,
on.
you carry on.
No, so
Got into
what
the
happened,
Earth
what happened
realm.
was in the last Mortal Kombat, Earthrealm won, but Shao Kahn refused to
Basically-
lose, and he cheated and he invaded Earthrealm.
It's basically Darksiders, the video game.
No.
Well, the fighting game.
I just looked at Tom and he's basically writing your P45s in his head right now.
No, again,
We need to move on
Mortal
from
Kombat
all
one-
of it, like
Mo-
Doom.
We're
It's like
arguing
Doom.
about-
Stop comparing it and just tell me.
all of this hellish shit
We
has
are
entered
arguing-
Earth realm.
Yes, but
And-
that is the rules of the Mortal Kombat
We are
tournament.
arguing
Yes.
about Mortal Kombat lore. Can I just point that out? That we laughed
I'm
at
not.
people doing this
No,
in the
I'm
office
not.
2
This is
days
fine.
This
ago.
is his problem, not mine.
But why can't it just go, yeah, there's a silly demon over there, go and kick its face in, rather than like, all of this serious bollocks?
Like Buffy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Was
An
Buffy-
angel. It was all about that,
but
wasn't it?
I don't
Demons.
understand what your problem is.
Because the rest of it is so stupid. Oh, I just
I
sliced
just said that like the film, there is lore in the thing, and they've done an actual dedicated story mode that tells a story.
But I wish it wouldn't be so serious.
But it has chosen to be that way and tell a story.
But it
much
takes
like
it away from me.
But then there are other
As soon as those,
modes.
because I don't remember it being quite as serious as it was. 'Cause in the
9 had a serious story mode.
Was it as serious as this one?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it had a campaign which the whole point of the story is to connect you from fight to fight.
No, I realised that,
So
but I
what's the
don't
problem?
remember it being quite so.
So the problem with Mortal Kombat 10 or X, sorry, is your memory.
Right.
No,
That is the
I'm
problem
gonna,
with the
I
game.
need to put a stop to this.
You've
now.
got a memory of a
I need to put a
goldfish.
stop to this now because you guys are going to be recording the Two
Essentially-
Idiots video
Yeah.
later.
Essentially, Mortal Kombat is like Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
No, there's no
fuck's
but.
sake.
No, we're stopping this now. the tangent's stopping now.
Yeah, but I can't
Yes,
remember
Dad.
the old Mortal Kombat games.
I can
therefore
hear
Mortal
people
Kombat
listening to
X.
this in the future losing the will to
They're
live.
hoping that you fast forwarded it.
Yeah.
Like they're probably listening to the first minute.
You know
and
what
they've
I
gone,
mean, though?
Please fast
Yeah, and I
forward.
as
this.
soon as a
disagree.
cutscene starts, and they go on for days.
They don't. The most
They
longest
do.
is 2-3 minutes.
Absolute bollocks.
No, you're wrong.
No.
You are wrong.
They go on.
Right,
I swear
questions.
one went on for about 10 minutes.
Dave,
Wrong.
shut up.
Not 10
Questions.
minutes.
I'm
That's so
losing
boring.
the will
You're
to live
wrong.
now.
The game's good, but that's so boring anyway.
Questions. Right. Dave, calm down.
I'm
Brett,
upset.
you guys are going to be recording a Two Idiots video later, and I don't.
I'm already wound up. I'm already wound up by
It's going
stupidity.
to start with one of you punching the other one.
I'm
in the
already,
face.
honestly, stupidity's already pissed me off, so we might as well go and record it now.
Two Idiots play Train Simulator 30 seconds. It's just a fucking,
I'm going to drive it into a fucking wall.
it's not how trains work.
So, what, can we go past and just get up the maximum speed and run it off the track? Like fucking, what was the Bond film where it crashed through? What was the last one?
Skyfall.
Skyfall, that's it,
Just
yeah.
get- we're
I'll
going
do
off,
that.
we've gone off on another tangent now.
Pull off another
I let the
Skyfall.
last one go far too long.
A James
Right.
Bond fighting game. would be good.
Dave, shut up! Questions.
Imagine James Bond in Mortal
Question.
Shut
Kombat.
up, Dave!
Questions. Dave's.
Our first
The
question
first
about
guy
Dave.
from somebody called fucking Dave, isn't
Oh,
it?
right, I thought it was about Dave.
Right, okay. It is directed at Dave, actually.
Can't
right.
get away.
Order Zinit asks, Dave Miller, has releasing your bowels ever been a worry during a Two Cowards video?
100% yes. There was one
It
time.
wasn't there literally one where you weren't feeling too well?
There was one where I literally had diarrhea about 5 minutes before recording.
Dave, your shits are a daily worry, let alone during a Two Cowards video. Your shits are always a concern.
And we sat down and I said to Miller, "Oh, Miller, I'm so sorry."
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I love that. You're like, I might have to run off in a minute.
So yes, a very real risk of legit feces.
Honestly, your stomach is
Legit fee.
it's a daily issue in this office, is his fucking bowel movements.
Yeah,
It is a genuine concern.
No,
It would
it's not. Don't make it out to
No,
be
it
worse than
is.
it is.
No, it is.
There's always an issue. Every time we record a Two Bastards video, I feel like I'm going to fall out with burns.
Oh, I was about to say your ass is
Every
going to
ti-
fall out.
Well, we couldn't record Jim and Dave Get Sexy last week because
Yeah.
we were both
You had the
fighting for the
shits?
toilet.
Oh, we're fighting for the toilet. I
Yeah,
thought you were
yeah.
going to say because we were both well horny. Because we couldn't sit down.
The table was well wonky.
Although when we recorded that first one, Dave, I thought you were going to ask me out on a date. But yeah, it was. What's the one you do? Idiots.
Yeah.
Are there
Can't
any
you guess?
running concerns when?
It's when he gets what he. Can I say this?
No,
I can't say it.
I don't know what you're about to say.
What do you describe after you've had lunch? When you sit down, you say, "Oh, mate, I've got," and then you. Can I say that?
Spicy windy.
He gets spicy windy, and when we sit there, and that means he's got
a thing.
He's got boiling hot farts. That's what it means. That's what it means. So when we sit down and we're in such a close space on that PC, he sits down and goes, "Oh mate, spicy windy," and I'm in the corner of the fucking room. I can't leave because we got to record. And he says, and before we start recording, he's never made it in the video. He goes, "Oh mate, I've got spicy windy." I'm like, "You wanker!"
I've got spicy. It sounds like a character on a fucking CBeebies show.
I know, yeah, but it's horrendous. And he sits there and it's warm, and you know, and it sits there in the sponge
Have you
for a
got
bit.
spicy windy children?
Oh, he just sits there and it's like it's fucking it's fermenting in the sponge, and I know. And I can't leave. I'm in the corner of the room. I always sit in the corner because he moans about the seating order, and I know why, so he traps me.
I'm not going to describe it, but yeah.
What do you mean describe it?
You know,
don't describe it.
You
Don't.
described it quite well.
He sniffed. Described it quite well, sniff.
Right, let's move on from that.
Described it quite well.
Right. Brett
It's a wine tasting.
Brett Claxton. Wine taste.
Like he's describing it. I'm getting a sense
Yeah,
of...
it's got a lot of nose, this one.
It's got a lot of tasty in this one.
Right, Brett Claxton. I'm in London this weekend for the football. Do any of you fancy a fight?
No.
Anyone fancy a fight with Claxton?
Depends where he is. Is it a travel?
I fight enough with this, Brett.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Problem is, no one will know.
Brett,
who
you know
wins.
what football is? What's happening with football this weekend? What could he be going to?
It's FA Cup this weekend, isn't it?
Is
Liverpool
it?
against Villa. He could be going to Wembley, I guess.
Right, okay.
So I assume that's where he's going. Because if he's travelling, because there's a lot of football in London on a weekly basis.
Nah, I'd have to take 3 trains for that. I can't be fucked.
Yeah.
Right, Psych Tyson. If video game characters were edible, who would you use to make a meal, and what would they taste of? I thought this was interesting because I
Yeah.
immediately thought Kirby.
I was thinking Kirby as well. I was
Yeah.
just thinking Kirby as a, you know those coconut snowballs? I was thinking that might be nice.
With the jam in the middle.
That's it, yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Was you
of.
really? Fucking hell.
I was like a jam-filled marshmallowy tweet.
Oh my God, we had the exact same
Kirby,
thought.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Fucking hell.
That's amazing.
They should bring those out.
Yeah.
They should bring out marshmallow Kirby's,
Holy
jam-filled.
shit.
Strangely excited about this, aren't you?
Because
Yeah.
that was like just a mind meld thing. That was really
that's
weird.
weird.
Yeah.
All I can think of is Cream the Rabbit.
Is that from Sonic? Is that from Sonic, Dave?
Yeah, do you know Cream the Rabbit?
Well, I assumed it was Sonic.
Oh, I didn't know that was the thing.
Is it from Sonic or is it from the Deviant Art Sonic
I
page?
wasn't sure if that was a verb or not.
I'm not sure quite how she fits into the lore.
It's a
Rabbit a la
she.
creme.
Creme la Rabbit.
I love that Sonic even has lore now.
Yeah, yeah. And people can get mad about
Sonic's
that.
always
as
had
well.
lore.
I remember an argument on Trek BBS. Actually, I know I always bring Trek BBS up. It was the worst forum on the internet. But just because of stupid shit like this. But I remember there being a massive thread, basically people arguing over whether Mario or Sonic was better, and it was just it was like it must have been 2003 by this point. And it was like, come on, you know we. But one of the many reasons somebody wrote in a post about Sonic is that Sonic had the better storylines. You're just like,
That's a great noise.
I'm not, but yeah, Sonic has a lot of lore though, doesn't it?
There's some good
it's 'cause I keep
fan-made
putting-
stuff.
It's
So
people
if
like
it's-
you and fucking Richie Morgan getting obsessed with it and shit.
The cartoons used to be great with Sonic and Mario, though. The kids' cartoons used to be really good.
Nah.
Yeah.
They did.
Saturday
Chaos
was
Emerald.
alright.
Chaos Emerald TV series was great.
The what?
There was like a long
Remember,
TV film.
you're like 10 years younger than I am. Your definition of kids' TV is different to mine.
Not massively, because you're a Sonic fan, so I assumed you'd watch it. What was the name of the?
What was the first Sonic game you ever played?
the original Sonic? Sega
That was the
one.
first game you ever played?
No, your first Sonic game I
First,
played.
I
You
don't
said.
believe you.
Dave, you can't rephrase the
was.
question after asking it.
Yeah. What was the name of the robot chicken and the little green tank looking thing in Sonic? Do you remember?
Yeah.
This is two idiots.
All the
podcast.
people listening to this
is
are
what
going,
this is.
Yeah, they're
shouting.
screaming at us what it is. But yeah, those were in the cartoons I used to watch. Those guys. That was and it was Dr. Robotnik. It wasn't Eggman.
Did you ever see Bodger and Badger, Brett?
Yeah, I did.
Did you love it?
No.
Did you not?
No.
I always had you
I remember
down,
Zig and Zag as
I
well.
always had you down as a massive Bodger and Badger
Yeah,
fan.
I'd have said you were a Bodger and Badger man.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
What was my
It's
Saturday
clearly
morning?
about a man with an aneurysm.
I'll tell you what
I keep
was.
saying this, but
I was I can't remember, was it SMTV with the thing Ant and Dec did and Cat Dealey? That was my age.
That was well late.
Was it?
There was loads of stuff.
Yeah, it was
before
late.
then.
UK.
It was late. Yeah, it was late.
Holly Willoughby?
It was late 90s, wasn't it? Was it late 90s? Holly
She-
Willoughby?
Going,
she
well, there was
did
loads of stuff
Saturday morning
before
stuff.
that.
She didn't do that, did she?
I'm sure she did a Saturday morning thing.
Oh, she did.
don't-
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I
know.
don't think I didn't watch it. No, it was that Ann and Deck thing I used to watch.
Holly
That's
Willoughby.
Saturday night. Saturday night takeaway.
Holly
No.
Willoughby, she did a kids thing with Ant and Deck, didn't she? Wasn't that CD UK?
I think. Yeah.
CDU
Wasn't that Cat Dealey?
Yeah, it was Cat Dealey. That's what
Cat
I said.
Dealey.
Yeah.
I'm getting mixed up between Cat Dealey and
No,
Holly
it was
Willoughby.
Cat Dealey who did the one with Ann.
I'm
and Dec.
looking
yeah.
this up immediately.
No, it was Cat Dealey.
What do I need
What
to
did Holly
Google?
Willoughby do then?
She did a
It's
kids.
just a bunch of old men
She
now.
did do a kids' TV show, but I can't remember where it was or who it was with. I genuinely can't remember. I never watched it.
SMTV. I was like 18 or something when that
Yeah,
was
but
on.
you are this again. I was just showing you what
What?
my kids'
Right.
TV was. Again,
You're about to put your foot right in it. Yeah, but you're an old man, Tom.
I nearly did. Yeah, I'm 24. So
No, so we need to find that out, Dave, because that's a
Ministry of Mayhem.
Ministry of Mayhem.
was that what Holly Willoughby did?
Was Ant and Deck in that?
Hang on. S Club.
I used to love Art
TV?
Attack as well.
I remember.
No, not that shit.
I remember Ministry of Mayhem.
I loved
very
Art Attack as
vividly.
well. What was the name of the guy in Art Attack? Neil, wasn't it? Yeah, I can't remember.
Neil
his last-
Campbell?
Maybe.
No, Campbell.
But yeah.
Stephen
Don't
Mulhern.
know.
Stephen Mulhern, the one
Is
who
that who
does.
she married? No.
No. Stephen Mulhern's the one who does Britain's Got More Talent now, and he does Catchphrase.
This is getting ridiculous. We need to move on from this.
Next question.
Right,
Yeah,
oh,
let Dave search and we'll do the next question.
Any mention of Holly Willoughby always stops me in my tracks, though, doesn't it?
SMTV Live.
That's it. Yeah,
Neil
Saturday
Buchanan.
morning.
Neil Buchanan.
Neil
Buchanan, that was
Buchanan,
it.
that's
Fucking
it.
hell.
Ann and Deck
Shake
did
off.
do it.
I did say that. Oh my god! I said they did it.
And Cat Dealey.
Right. So this whole 5 minutes has been a waste of time.
But Holly Willoughby wasn't on it?
That
Right. What I said at the beginning of saying I watched
that's
it.
8 minutes of two men getting confused between.
Cat Dealey and Holly
Cat
Willoughby.
Dealey and
Holly
And once
Willoughby.
it wasn't me.
She did the
And when
one
you
that was
think about
after
it,
it.
Cat Dealey and Holly Willoughby don't look anything alike.
No, not at all.
Oh,
And Tess Daly.
Cat Dealey married that Irish comedian, was Northern Irish.
This is not relevant.
Yeah, I know you mean.
Yeah,
Move
yeah.
on,
Paisley.
Jim. Move
Sorry?
on.
sorry.
Move on.
And Tess Daly married.
the guy who does Family Fortunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on.
Let's not talk about family
Let's
fortunes.
move on. Jane P asks, "What are your thoughts on NetherRealm selling those easy fatality consumables?"
I mean, they're an option. They're not forcing you to.
I'm
So
buy
actually-
I'm
them.
trying to work this out because there's a little bit of confusion over this. Because the way that I read it as this morning, which is not,
Actually,
I think, the way that it's correct.
Because it doesn't make it clear. So just to clarify for people listening,
Yeah.
this is Mortal Kombat 10. People can buy DLC unlocks that
They're micro.
basically make the fatalities easier.
Yeah,
to
this is what I was
detect.
trying to work out. So they're sold in packs of 5 and 30, I think. Is that right?
I don't know.
Something like that. Anyway, the way I read it was that you buy this pack and then you can just perform easy fatalities.
Right.
And I read it as it was a one-off purchase, but
No.
it's not that at all. You
No.
buy these tokens.
They're one
so,
use, and then so you get 30 when you can do it 30 times.
So are they one use to make a certain fatality easy to pull off each time?
No, what
or is
happened-
it each time you want to pull off a fatality, whatever it is, use
you
one of
use
those
one of
tokens?
those things because when I was in the crypt is basically the.
So you could buy 100 of these tokens for
and you do 100 fatalities.
15 quid.
So the way it works in the crypt, you earn coins in the game, and you go in the crypt and you buy random things. You unlock a tomb, and some of them there will be a thing like easy fatalities, and the fatalities will be like, I don't know, down, back, forward, square, for example, on PS4. The way the fatality works is you stand where you need to be for that character, whether you've got to be close to them, mid range, or far, and you hold L2 and press either square or circle. That's how it is on
I thought it
PS4.
was R2.
R2, sorry. And then press one of those two buttons because every character has 2 fatalities, and that's how you do it. So for every time you do that, you'll spend one of these easy fatalities things, which are represented by a red skull in the bottom right-hand corner. That'll tell you how many of these
See, I was doing
things
this
you
last
have.
night, and I didn't realise that I was spending these tokens because you earn them in the game as
Yeah,
well.
I didn't realise either because I unlocked a pack of 5 when I first went in the crypt because I started spending my coins trying to get new character fatalities.
Right.
And stuff.
So okay. So you don't have to. So
No.
easy
can still
fatalities are not behind a
The
paywall.
difference
No,
is,
no.
normally
No, not
you
at
sort
all.
of have to put in right, down, left, right.
Yeah, they're
up,
very easy to
triangle.
do.
Are they any,
Or
like the
you hold-
fatalities? The ones that you do like without the easy mode? are they the same difficulty that they've always been in?
Yeah,
every
exactly.
game?
They're not like Street Fighter.
It's not like they've made them ridiculously complicated.
No.
No.
And also, it's not like Street Fighter. You've got to do quarter
If anything, they're easier, aren't they? This time
They're far easier because
what I mean is though the fatalities. You can spend a resource to just activate a fatality without having to pull it off.
No, well, yeah, you just have to press 2 buttons to do it.
Right,
rather
okay.
than, but the thing is,
but that resource that you use to do that, you don't have to buy it.
no, not at all.
You can earn it in game.
Yeah, and
Or you
also,
can just do
I don't
it.
see the fucking problem.
and also, every character has one fatality unlocked from the
I don't see
beginning.
the point of it, though. I have to say, I don't see the point of easy.
I don't see the-
fatalities.
yeah.
It's because people will buy them.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why they've done it.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with it.
But
They're not forcing you to buy it. Again, the fatality, the second fatality of every character is locked, right? You can either buy it in the crypt, which is not microtransactions. You earn the coins in the game.
Can you buy coins?
I'm not sure. I didn't. Again, I've only seen this controversy because the store wasn't open while I was reviewing it.
It's weird.
But sorry.
No, you can. Yeah.
Or if you guess the input, it will unlock. Because I accidentally unlocked Johnny Cage's one because I was trying to do his first.
Oh,
fatality.
really?
Yeah.
So if you know the input, if you get it off the internet, you can just go and put it in and it'll work.
Yeah, because I accidentally
And that will
guessed.
permanently unlock that fatality.
Yeah, because I was in an online match and I was trying to do his fatality and I accidentally input the command for his second one, and then because I got it, it unlocked it. So it's not like it's saying the only way for you to do fatalities is this, and it's not like Street Fighter. We've got to do quarter circles, full circles on the analog stick, which is tricky. It's just left, right, down, or up, and then it's not hard to do. But if people want to do them easy with simple 2-button inputs, you can. It's not a problem. But we've also got a guide up on
Then
the site
should
which
that
has
be
them
locked
listed
out
as well.
to
Nice plug.
an in-game resource? Should that not just be an option in an options screen saying, do you want to turn easy fatalities on?
The thing.
Well, they could do, but they could also make it a microtransaction.
I know, that's where the controversy comes in, presumably.
But does it really? Because if they were ridiculously
Well,
hard
I
to
don't
do,
know. I mean, I wouldn't call it shady. I would
No.
call it maybe opportunistic.
yeah.
And people bandy about words like profiteering. I'm like, what, you mean like making a game and selling?
Yeah, exactly. You mean like making money?
For fuck's sake. So, I mean, I don't
It's not
have a
a
problem
game
with it.
Even though maybe they will play it, it's not a game made for kids either. So
No.
Yeah.
they don't have to. There's no argument for like this is your kid's gonna rack up a big bill. If they do,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have let them play it in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I feel like there was a bit of a debate about it earlier today, and I felt like if you'd read that, you would swear that they'd made Mortal Kombat into a freemium game.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
thing. I
And
think
it's
the
not.
conversation is...
Yeah.
Some of it's been led by people that perhaps don't...
Don't understand what's going
Yeah,
on.
so-
And also, the thing is as well, if you can't do the fatalities, then it's a case of the game's not at fault. You're at fault. You
Yeah.
can't do the fatality. It's a picnic issue. Problem in chair, not in computer.
What are you
can't
on
do it.
about? What?
If you can't do...
What was, see, this is what I say.
What?
He comes out with this random
Also,
shit.
Brett,
What was that? Picnic is an anagram.
Brett,
Again?
Problem in chair, not in computer. Therefore,
Brett,
you're at fault, not the game.
What?
That phrase,
What?
picnic, problem in chair, not on computer.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that before.
I've
Yeah.
never heard this.
But I heard it from a man who was like 4 times your age.
But it is a thing. Like, if you can't do
is it a
3 buttons...
Cockney one?
No.
It's not.
No.
not.
Burns uses it as well.
This is what you do. And then I'll say, what does that mean? You'll be like, have you never heard of that before?
That
I
phrase,
just said
Brett,
what it was.
Brett, that phrase comes from like we're talking
I know.
mid 80s
Yeah, I know.
computer
Yeah,
administration.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
But yeah, seriously, if you can't do a fatality in Mortal Kombat, then it's your own fault.
Oh, Mortal Kombat X Fatalities. Picnic, mate, innit? Picnic.
In it. In it. In it. And you say I'm Cockney and you keep saying in it.
And it's not Cockney.
yeah,
Yeah, but you say I'm speaking like shit.
it is a bit.
In its home counties.
In its home counties.
Yeah.
That's what the people of home counties say to sound Cockney.
Oh, so it's a Cockney impression from the home counties. We're sidetracking again.
Come on, next question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jim's completely lost.
Jim's
It's got a window into a world I've never really belonged to there. So I was
What do
like,
you mean in its home counties?
Home counties.
Yeah.
You know, the home counties. Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire, all that stuff.
yeah, the streets, yo.
The ghetto, innit? Carry on.
What do you want me to say?
You think the home counties made up the word in it?
No, but
It is used.
I'm gonna move,
Right.
yeah. What's wrong with you?
moving
Streets
this
of-
well along.
On the
Puddles
streets of
Rock.
Hertfordshire.
Born and raised.
On the mean streets of Bedfordshire.
Saying in it is how I spend most of my days.
Fucking hell.
Oh, God.
You know, I used to work in a call centre. People from Hertfordshire, no offence, Dave, but they were always the fucking worst. They really were.
Oh, yeah, got loads of time to complain.
Puzzle Drops asks,
And money.
Is anyone tried is anyone tried
Right.
slash
That's like Brett level
excited for VR? Morpheus / Oculus, etc. Right. Who's tried
Say that again. Are we
You
excited
tried
for
it, though?
VR?
Has anyone here tried it?
No, I haven't
No.
tried it. No.
No, we're like the worst journalists ever, aren't we?
I tried Oculus last year at E3 for. I've only ever played one thing on it, Eve Valkyrie.
It's a good game
loved
to
it.
try, yeah.
And it was like, I remember thinking, like, for something like Valkyrie that is tailored for it, it's incredible. For everything else, it's just going to be a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
I quite like the idea of watching films on it. Because
Yeah.
you have like, it's going to be
Really?
like watching it on a cinema screen, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because the screen's as big as you want it, isn't it? With
Yeah.
So that might be all right. If you can get like a surround sound headset, it's like a little portable, like a little private
Can
cinema.
you imagine two cowards on VR though? Because they're completely removed from the world. You've got the headphones on, you've got the headset on, and someone just comes out and just grabs Miller by the shoulders. He
Yeah.
would
horror
freak.
horror
Can you
VR
imagine-
would
can you
be
imagine-
very good, I imagine.
Yeah, a zombie game
Yeah.
because obviously they're coming up to you in first person,
Alien,
terrifying.
Alien Isolation was making people like genuinely crap themselves in some occasions. I
Oh,
heard.
can you imagine?
But,
Yeah, that is. I think that'd be too much for a lot of people. If you play a zombie first person
Can you
game.
imagine Miller? Just
Oh my god!
it's just like you go in, there's nobody there. It's just a Miller shaped hole in the wall.
Can you imagine that, though, walking
imagine
up to
two
him?
idiots with Oculus Rift though. They'd show you fucking headbutt.
I was about to
each
say
other.
bumping into each other.
Yeah.
One of us just leaves out of frame,
Do you
gone.
remember the little? Was it an Atari headset years ago? And it had a little eyepiece.
Yeah.
It flipped down.
Yeah.
And did it project it onto it? or
I
something?
can't remember. It was like a mirrored type thing.
It's
wasn't
almost like a Virtual Boy.
Yeah,
image,
it was
wasn't
shit. Yeah.
Oh, it was rubbish.
Yeah.
And it had the little cartridges with the red tops. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I actually do. Yeah.
You should have made this up.
No, it was
I
definitely
don't
a thing.
remember
I
this.
can't remember what the
I
games
know
were.
what you
though.
mean. It's
I'm
like-
looking this up right now.
I can't remember what the games were though. Was it like a
Terrible.
shooting game or something?
I had a
Absolutely
Batman
awful.
game, I'm sure.
What on that Atari
And
thing?
it was really hard. Hang on, Atari.
But yeah, the Oculus was really good.
Yeah. Problem is, I feel like
works
it's been
incredibly well.
It's been so long since we first got told about it. I feel like I'm because I haven't tried it. I don't.
Oh,
I'm not asked
I think
anymore.
it's been so long in the oven that
Yeah.
I think a lot of public interest has been completely lost.
And the
Yeah,
first lot
yeah.
that even the stuff that gets released like to the mainstream, the first lot of it won't be as good as what it
Yeah.
will be. Like Morpheus and stuff for PS4.
That's true. What's happening with that?
That even that comes out, you're still thinking this probably won't be really good until PS5 or whatever, and it's like part of the system and
Yeah, 'cause-
stuff.
and they're already talking about like processing they have to do to make it look like it's running at 120 frames a
Yeah,
second.
thing is, VR
That's
takes a
mad.
lot of like power, so you need a high end PC, and I don't think like even now with like normal games, consoles aren't able to compete with top PCs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So how-
VR on consoles already seems like it's not ready from the start because
Yeah.
the hardware isn't there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a tough sell for
And they're
most
not,
people.
they're not going to go back and re-add it for any game that's currently out either. They're not
They
going to
might, they might do, but I mean, they're not,
Not
designed.
third
They're not
party.
designed for it. So
Yeah.
Someone made the point to me recently that they think, I can't remember who it was that said it, but basically they think that unless the Oculus Rift is, and whether this is technically possible, I don't know, but unless the Oculus Rift is basically its own machine, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Because people aren't, the mainstream's not going to invest in the hardware to be able to drive it. Morpheus, as you say, I don't think
Well,
that's gonna work out
Microsoft
well
have said
on
that
console.
HoloLens is basically its own thing, haven't they? Now,
Oh, really?
I think.
Yeah,
I think they
it's
said
meant
that.
to be its own
so,
thing, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. VR just feels like it's never going to be more than just a side thing that some people really like.
Yeah.
I found it. It wasn't Atari.
Oh, was it not?
It was Tiger.
Tiger.
Oh.
It was a Tiger Arzone.
TYGER.
Tiger, yeah.
Tiger were like
the Tiger
kings of it.
Arzone, the new dimension in LCD gaming. Yeah. Look at it, Tom. Look at it. It was all yellow.
This is great for radio, Dave.
Yeah, it does. It does
Honestly,
look like a
open a new
yellow
tab.
Game Boy screen, doesn't it?
You want to see it, Jim? There you go. Look. Open a new tab and
Oh
Google
my
Tiger
words.
Tiger Arzone.
Tiger was the stuff you
disgusting.
got when like you couldn't get a games console, so you got like a Tiger little piece of crap. and
Yeah,
you
this
played-
was big
but
in the day.
Didn't they do?
Or
Another,
was
did
supposed
they
to
do
be.
an actual games console once, or did I dream that? And it played
Didn't they do the system where you had to swipe cards into it?
what,
the Barcode Battler?
Barcode
That was
That,
like
that was great just then. That
I-
you two in absolute
I
sync.
bought, me and my brother James bought or bought one or got given one. I can't remember exactly how we got it, but it was just before we went away on holiday, and it was like a family caravan type holiday, a family like a park somewhere, Butlins, I don't know what it was. I remember the whole holiday was just like, Mum, have you bought any more food so we can have a barcode? It was like,
Wait, what?
Some,
you could swipe any barcode into it.
and it would give you some kind of, I can't remember if it gave you like a, because essentially a barcode was like a card, wasn't it?
Wasn't it almost like a top trumps type
Didn't
system
every
that-
barcode just generate a fighter?
Yeah. And you didn't
Right.
know what you're going to get until you scanned it, and it was shit.
Was it really
so
bad?
It was so rubbish. But the fact that the novelty of it was enough for like that holiday. All I remember doing was scanning barcodes.
Look at that. Remember that? The box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that, Jim?
This is the barcode battler.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I wanted a barcode battler so much when I was a kid
Yeah.
because I was an idiot.
You needed to be a twin. The best
You
thing
needed
about
to
being
be
a
a
twin
twin.
was that you could get stuff together. So stuff that was slightly too expensive,
Right.
split the cost in half, and you can get more stuff.
What was it like though when you did
That's a
get
good
something like
racket,
that, and then one of you was better than the other at it? Did that sort of ruin? Like, say you got it and you was better, did that ruin it for James?
No.
It was always a shared thing. There was never a
Yeah.
rivalry.
It's everything. All games, like we could just split the cost.
Yeah.
It was just much better. That's this. If you've got any choice in the future, whether you can have a twin, get a twin. Yeah.
What if you really wanted something that was? Did you both have to compromise? Or say like you really wanted one thing and he wanted something
Well,
else.
yeah. Usually we'd take turns. Like we had a local shop, Game Trader, it was called.
Right.
So we'd go there and like whoever's turn it was to get the game that we used to trade everything. Like we've got no old games because we just traded everything.
Yeah.
We're done with something, get something new, get rid of that game, trade
I
it.
do get the impression, Tom, that this recommendation comes from who was essentially the alpha twin.
Yeah. Yeah. The businessman of the two. Yeah.
I did used to do spreadsheets on like Excel documents on paper to budget our game spending. But yeah,
I'm picturing like a GTA heist just on the wall.
Yeah, James used to buy some shit like that. Do you remember Lone Soldier on the PlayStation?
Yeah.
He demanded that it was his turn to pick that, so he got that. It's
Right.
bollocks. It's so bad. It's like one of the worst PlayStation games ever.
Yeah. James's silhouette just appeared in the blinds behind you.
Yeah, I think he got that twin sense that shit was being
It's
spoke
like,
about him.
Something's being said about me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Bloody hell, where were we? Barcode Battlers.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a blast.
Amazing time. California
Remember
Games on the
they
links.
pushed that really hard on children's television
Yeah,
back in the day.
they must have done because it was shit, but probably sold okay at the time.
I think it
I'd have
did.
thought.
I remember like newsround reports on it and shit.
It's because it seemed unbelievable.
Yeah.
That you could scan a barcode and it would be put into this thing and you could play some game with it.
Can you imagine being a kid these days? Can you imagine?
I do think that. Like my son, he's going to grow up and his first console, like I'm going to try, like I'm not going to be like a dick about it, but try and give him like a look at some of the older games just because
like were you virtual
some of them
console?
are good. Some of them are good. Like, and I think it would help him like learn how to hold a controller and stuff. Controllers
Yeah,
are
but my
quite
dad
tough.
didn't make me play like
That's the thing
Pong.
though, is like the virtual
not
console.
Pong, Dave.
The virtual console is the best place for old games, but you try and give a little kid a gamepad, it's fucking huge.
Plus, modern games are complicated.
Yeah.
And like
All
the
the
older
buttons.
games are a lot simpler to get the hang of.
Talking of virtual console, I know we're overrunning, Jim, so I'll keep it brief. Next Nintendo system, all it needs to be is it needs to have an entire
A barcode reader.
Nintendo back catalogue there from the beginning.
The Retron 5 thing that we've got, but with a digital, just a digital library, just like that, just all old shit.
Plus new stuff as well.
Obviously.
Yeah,
But,
but having a massive digital
have
library.
the back catalogue of NES, SNES, N64 games,
GameCube.
GameCube
Thing is,
possibly.
Dave, that makes too much sense for that to happen.
At least
Yeah,
Nintendo,
exactly.
at least Nintendo games.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We better wrap this up. So last couple of questions, just very quickly. Craig Ross asks, who would win if all of the Office squared up to Miller as a unit?
We've done this. We've just shown this.
Yeah.
You what?
Miller.
The video shows this.
Oh yeah, so it does. Yeah. Well, we'll find out on YouTube. No, we don't all square up to Miller as a unit.
No, David ran away, so it would be a man
joking?
down.
I'd like to think that if we all attack Miller at once, we would win.
And caught him
But
by surprise.
I don't know if that's true.
Do we have weapons
sure.
as well?
This is the whole Batman having time to prepare thing.
Because
isn't
Miller
it?
he is big. Like
Very
you may
big.
not come across exactly how big he is,
He's
but he is big.
sometimes doesn't show in videos, but he is a big man.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
He's like the Hulk in human form.
Yeah. No, if you paint him green, yeah. Proper Hulk up.
Oh, yeah.
And Kirk McKee.
Of course it's Kurt McKean.
I love Kirk. I can't even say his name. Mr. GMA, Kurt McKee.
Has he won a GMA?
Well, apparently.
Has he really?
Yeah. He never
I was
mentions
about to
it.
say, he's never brought it up.
Asks, why does Tom hate me so much?
It's because of the score he gave Fable the Journey
Yeah?
on VideoGamer.
What did you give it?
That wasn't him.
I thought it was him.
No, was it? I'm sure it wasn't him.
Are you sure?
Imagine all
I
this
think-
hate over something he didn't do.
I think
Imagine.
you just,
What score
made
was it
that
given,
up,
just for
Tom.
context? What score was it
I
given?
can't remember a score. That was quite high. It was like a 7 or an 8.
I don't
7
think that
maybe.
Was it really? Fable the
Was it
Journey was
not
given a
him?
7. And
I think it was Sam White.
Really?
all
they're-
this hate has been
They're all the
misdirected.
same group of like
It was Sam White.
They're
7
all-
out of 10.
No,
they're all the same group, aren't they?
no, all this hate's been misdirected. Oh, brilliant.
And Sam, they're all both Burns wannabes, aren't they?
This is like
Oh, Tom has just slammed.
Fucking
Oh, I think we have to end it there, don't we? That's the best way to end it.
yeah.
wow. There you
Hell.
go. It's like an episode of WWE.
Sick
I
burn,
do apologise,
burns.
Kirk. I'm not apologising to Sam
He
White.
probably wrote some. He wrote some other stuff for us, I'm sure, that I probably didn't agree with the score.
So to answer your question, Kirk, it's because of a score that Sam White gave.
that works actually. That's quite a good reason.
That was
It's-
like a
it's
Tom
quite-
Murray minute. It's just a
it's
sick
quite
burn.
a good fucking yeah.
What a Tom Murray minute that was. Just an endless series of burns.
Well, there we go. Thank you very much for listening on that bombshell. Can't really do that, can we?
Yeah,
Oh, I hate how that's been co-opted.
Yeah.
It's,
What a
I'm
horrible
confused.
thing.
yeah. Anyway, Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks very much for listening. If you are the Video Gamer Community Club, if you are a member, there will be more podcasts after the
little
outro
jingly
music,
bit.
as you well know. But until then, ta-ta.
I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Until next week. Until we meet again.
You're never going to let it end, are you?
In your ears.